All right, test. Okay, looks good to me. All right. Thank you for being patient with me. It's been crazy. Oh wow. Okay. So lots of stuff to go here. All right, that's just a preview. But before we get there, we have to get to this one. Ooh, okay. So I am currently monitoring a storm. So before just before I go ahead, it's 11:35 p.m. and welcome to the Twitch stream. This is the Rail Report, but before we go Rail Report, we have to talk about some weather stuff. Okay, because I live in New York City and we're getting affected by this winter storm, which we're gonna get probably around 4 to 12 inches. Okay, so depends. We'll see. This one is pretty hard, so I'm watching that, and you'll see over there on the slide over there. You'll see there over here. It's gonna. We have a flood risk. We have a coastal flood. It says, well, at least for me, I have a coastal flood warning, and most of the city gets a coastal flood advisory. All right. So this is as of 2/12. So it's February 12th, and it's around 11:15 p.m. Hi, Alex. Thanks for coming by. Oh yeah, yeah. We're preparing for a storm. Okay, so this could affect the trains here, which we will talk about. Well, actually, in this case, it's Metro North and Long Island Railroad that we're seeing here. But before we get to New York City, we're actually going to talk about Katsukan transit. But before that, just telling you that I'm monitoring the weather. You will get updates from me on Instagram. All right. So just letting you know, just here are the snow totals. Okay, this one is weird. This is from Channel 7. I'll be honest with you, that this thing over here, this is probably going to hit the city. All right, this 8 to 12 here, over here. So that's why I said 4 to 12. It really depends. So if you're closer to the coast like I am right here, it's going to be maybe in the middle. So I'm probably looking at 4 to 8 inches. But if you're farther away from the coast, from the water, you're in the northern areas, yeah, 12 inches. When you see 8 to 12, always think 12 inches. Always think the highest. All right. So be prepared for that. There's barely snow that even fell in New York, in the New York City area. Like every time it snows, it's barely there and it's gone. All right. So, yeah, global warming. Okay. So this is what we're watching for. All right. So now we're gonna get to Katsukan, which we're all Katsu crunching. I partially got it prepared, my cosplays. I'm not finished yet because I've been busy. All right. I had a Zoom call earlier tonight, and I had other things to do, monitoring the storm, and I had to do updates on the transit here. Okay, and I got a feedback, which I'm actually going to talk about a little bit. All right. I'm not either. At least tomorrow we get a day to pack up. Well, what are you talking about? Elaborate, please. I'm not. I'm not either. Hmm. Anyway, so I'll wait for your comments. Okay, so that being said, we're actually gonna go to this one. So I've gotten a lot of feedback over it. So for those who liked it, for those who viewed it, thank you very much. For those who commented, thank you for the feedback. Thank you for DMing me and all that stuff. So I'm gonna do a Twitch version of it. And I there was one comment I got where I'm supposed to put all the single tracking and all that. We will go over the single tracking. I promise a person on Instagram on the comments that I will go over the single tracking. Usually that's something I tend to avoid, particularly when doing the the rail report for the New York City area, simply because when when it comes to single tracking, as long as the trains run at that station, you're okay. And when there is single tracking, there needs to be signage. All right, the signage is already there. All right, and also uh, frequencies in the New York City subway, Long Island Railroad, Metro North, Path, New Jersey Transit, all those things, they vary a lot. So that's why you will not see single tracking, because it's just extra information, because you already know, the the frequencies tend to go whoop, 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 unless if it's in rush hour. And rush hour tends to be more frequent, but even that, with rush hour, there's still some variability going on. But there's a lot of variability, especially during the nighttime hours and the weekends, those kinds of things. Okay, if you take my train, the anxiety train, holy moly, that's an issue there. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so this is the map. So this is the overview. Katsukan is actually right just south of the Beltway. That is the I-495. That is not the LIE. That's in Long Island. This is south of it. So you see that Woodrow Wilson Bridge. You see that Arch Bridge. That's the Beltway. All right. So if whoever went to Katsukan before. All right. So this is the DC Metro Rail. This is basically the subway for DC, and also covers the suburbs. So that's that Maryland and Virginia. Okay. And this is the commuter rail. I want to say that the commuter rail is even worse, but because for all the commuter lines, it only runs Monday through Friday. For VRE, which is Virginia Railway Express, they will not run on President's Day, which is February 19th. So I'm just letting you know. All right. And Penn Line runs daily. All right. And the thing about is, whenever they're running, even if it's on weekdays, the frequency is not it's very low. There's low frequency. The service runs probably every 1 to 2 hours around there. Okay, so maybe it's during peak, tends to be a little sooner, more frequent, but based on what I'm seeing here, it doesn't run very often when it comes to commuter rail. All right. So Metro bus. So this is just an overview. So there are 3 buses that run. So one of them is called the NH2 bus. So if you're coming from the King Street Old Town or Alexandria station, so that's where the Amtrak, VRE, and the blue and yellow lines stop, you can take the NH2, and it goes across the bridge, and it goes over here to the last stop. That's where Katsukan is, right here. And the other 2, so this one is the bus route number 35. This one is not run by WMATA. So that's the agency. All right, Washington Metro. I actually forgot about it. We just call it WMATA. So what do they call it? Let's see. Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority. All right, that's what it stands for. So that one, so it runs NH1 and NH2. So in this case, NH1 goes from Southern Avenue right here to the last stop at Katsukan. So I will show you here, right here. So that's where you see it. So that's last stop is over here for NH1, NH2. Bus 35 is run by Prince George's County. All right. And that one, as of December 4th of last year, it's got another route. So I'm seeing that you can take it from Southern Avenue all the way to National Harbor. It may not be the last stop. So make sure you verify, you confirm before boarding. Okay. But then again, there is NH1. NH1's last stop's definitely here. That remains the same. All right. And when you go back, sometimes it may stop here or it may go straight there. Excuse me. Because it may go this way rather than up there. So please, please, please confirm. All right. This was not like this last year. So, just for reference, it is only about roughly 2 blocks, 1, 2, around there. So it's about 3 minutes. It's very fast. So what you're gonna do is when you get off at this bus stop here, you're gonna go back, and then you'll see an entrance there. And then you make a right facing the water. This is the water over here on this side. All right, and then the main entrance will be on the left. And then this is the signature part of the venue, all the glass and all that stuff. I don't have the pictures because we're doing mainly transit. So this is where the gazebo's here, and then you have the fountains here, and then there's more fountains here. That's what makes Katsukan one of the top destinations for cosplayers. So they have all these amenities and all these really nice photo shoot locations, even when it's really cold outside. And I am also monitoring a storm, at least for New York City. So we will see what's going on there. I'm told it's going to be what, a 1 inch for during Friday night. We don't know yet. It's too early. It's today's Monday, so all right. Okay, so just to make this very fast, so these are transit itinerary from selected areas. So if you're from King Street, what you're gonna do? We're gonna go to King Street, right here. So NH2, finish, done. And you just have there are these stops right in near the station. All right, so you just have to go through each of those little canopies there. All right, and Southern Avenue, this one I don't really recommend. The Green Line will go through Anacostia, which is a little shady. All right, so but this is just for reference. Just take it at your own risk. All right, Bus 35 or NH1 to National Harbor. Bus 35, as I just said, National Harbor may not be the last stop, so just keep that in mind. Okay. If you're coming from Dulles, actually no, that's not Dulles. That is Ronald Reagan International Airport, DCA. You take the blue or yellow line, so we're actually going to go here. All right, this is right here. You may not be able to see it. You take this one, you go south. You take either yellow or blue line, so Franconia, Springfield, or Huntington bound. You go to King Street, and then you just take NH2. Very easy. All right, so Union Station. There are a couple ways to do it. All right, the one I prefer is you take the red line to Gallery Place. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to, this is Union Station right here, and you're gonna take a Shady Grove bound red line to Gallery Place, Chinatown. And then you take the yellow line, go to King Street. Okay, Huntington bound yellow line going to King Street. You take the NH2 bus. Very easy. All right. There is another way, and you'll see this here. You take the red line, take the green line, but you're gonna get all the way to Southern Avenue, and then this one's a little shady. I was also informed that this part is a little shady as well on the orange line, on the one that's closer to New Carrollton. So please be careful of that. All right. So next one is Dulles. IAD is Dulles. So you take the silver line. This was built last year, if I remember correctly. You take the silver line to Roslyn, and we will go here. Silver line to So this is the airport right over here. Take the silver line to Roslyn, and then it's pretty long ride actually, but the trains go pretty fast. And then you take the blue line all the way to King Street, then NH2 to National Harbor. All right. Next thing, if you're coming from BWI, so that is a Thurgood Marshall Airport. That is actually closer to Baltimore. Let's get to that one. So BWI is over here, and it's on the Penn line. So you can take Amtrak or MARC, and then you can go. Oh, sorry. Okay, and then what you can do is you can go to Union Station, and then you take the red line from there. If you do go to New Carrollton, I did not write this one because Orange Line, be careful. And when it's closer to New Carrollton, you can take the Orange Line and then you can transfer to either the yellow or the blue. And it's right over here. Orange Line, you can transfer to the yellow, okay, at Gallery Place, or the green at Gallery Place. Or you can transfer to the blue, but the blue's a little longer. All right. So I usually do the yellow line more. It's actually faster if you're coming from this part. All right. So next thing, if you're from the Oxon Hill Park and Ride, and if you take any of these buses, now the 610, 620, 640, 650 are all run by the Maryland DOT. D14, P18 is run by WMATA, WMATA. All right. So as I stated before, 35 NH1 or NH2 to National Harbor. Okay. So other key transfer points. So we're actually going to do our maps also here, and Franconia, Springfield, Crystal City, or L'Enfant. All right, so that's where VRE and Metro Rail stop. Amtrak stops at King Street, Alexandria, Old Town. So that's a little error there. So you take a blue or yellow line to King Street and take NH2. See, pattern, very easy, consistent. All right. Number 2, if you're coming from Greenbelt or College Park, so the reason I chose that one, is that Greenbelt College Park, so this one, it's on the green line over here. So you access this through the Camden line. And this one only runs Monday through Friday, just letting you know, okay? And you're going to use that to transfer to the green line, and then you get off at Southern Avenue. It has to be Branch Avenue bound, and then you get off and you take the NH1 or the 35s. The next thing is, and we talked about this is New Carrollton, so Orange Line to L'Enfant, and then use number 1 or number 2. Number 2, be careful that this is taking the green line. I prefer number 1. You take the yellow line. The yellow line's faster if you're coming from New Carrollton, all right? But there is the blue line just in case something happens, okay? And then Silver Spring and Rockville, where we find this? Right here. So this is on the red line. So Silver Spring is over here. This is on the red line over here. And then on the other part of the red line, there is Rockville. So you'll see this here on the map. So Silver Spring over here, or you can go to Rockville over here. So can use the blue line. Afterwards, you can transfer here at Metro Center. If you're coming from there, you can transfer to Gallery Place. And then you can use the blue or the yellow to get to King Street. There is this part, but again, be careful. All right, the area's a little shady, all right? Okay. This is what kind of blows my mind because I live in New York City, and in New York City, we have 26 lines for the subway, and there's only one fare. Okay, if you want to do a one ride, one fare kind of thing, it's $2.90. You just swipe your Metro card, or you just use Omni. You just tap on your with your iPhone or your smartphone or your Apple Watch or whatnot. But depending on the time of day, depending on how busy it is, and depending on how far you're going, the fare is going to vary. Okay, so make sure. So I had a friend who actually, well, actually, someone commented. I don't know if actually maybe we're friends now. Who knows? So she recommends. I don't know if that's the right pronoun. Sorry. So correct me if I'm wrong. All right. She said to me that it's better when you're trying to pay the fare, get the physical card. It can be used as a souvenir, so to speak. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to a machine. You're gonna go to a machine, one of those machines, to get the cards. Okay, and you're going to pay. So once you pay with a credit card or cash or debit card, the amount is loaded into the card right away. Somehow, when she uses it on her phone, it's can take up to 48 hours to actually show up on the balance. Okay, so just something to watch out for. There is something called a charm pass. So for those of you New Yorkers out there, $2 a ride for it's usually for weekends. All right, Saturday and Sunday, it's $2. So what I learned when I was in Katsukan, I think it was 2 years ago. So in 2022, I arrived so early that the it was about 2 hours before the train started running. So I had to take so many buses. Actually, I took 3 buses, but it covered 4 routes, and I'll do a lot of walking. And it was like, and I took bus 35, and bus 35 did not. There was no real time to monitor. Wamata there is, which we will get to. All right, so I only paid $2 throughout. I was just what? So I used 3 different buses, and it basically transfers. So it's all within 2 hours. I was surprised. So, but from my experience, weekdays $2 to $6, depending on how far you are, or how far you are traveling. All right. The transfer is free. All right, within 2 hours for the buses. All right, and weeknights 9:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. All right, it's only $2. Weekends is $2. Metro bus is $2. Express bus is $4.25. So when you're transferring, you're gonna see here a Metro bus free within 2 hours. Metro bus and Metro Rail, there is -2. There's $2 taken out of your fare. So basically, you save $2. But if there's an express bus part, that's still $4.25. So that still stays the same. Farragut West and Farragut North is free. We're actually going to get to that map here. This is Farragut North and Farragut West. This one here. So sorry if it's a little small. So they're connected here. All right. Oh, sorry. All right. Went all over the place. Okay, so at BWI, okay, this is so if you're coming from there, if you're flying, all right, you can go to Mark. You can buy tickets via the ticketing vending machines, but according to her, for same person, it says Dead Pastry on Instagram. Go follow her. Amazing cosplayer. Okay, so it's easier to just download the app and to buy as you go. All right, so what I tend to do is this is similar to Long Island Railroad and Metro North and New Jersey Transit. So it's faster than the ticketing vending machine. So you just go in the app, order a ticket. So in this case, you're going to go from BWI to Union Station, and this is the fare here. From BWI to Union Station, it is $8. Amtrak is another option, but Amtrak doesn't run very often. Okay, so you can buy it via its app or the website. The lowest price I can find is $5, but it can actually exponentially go higher than that, particularly if you're taking Acela. All right, so you go for which one is the closest. $5 to $8, not really a lot to, but as much as I like to go cheap, 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 it's not always possible here. All right, okay. So we'll get back for a little bit. Actually, so how to pay. So for Mark, as we said, you can buy the tickets through the machines, or you can use the Charm Pass app. You can download that, or you can go to the Amtrak website. You can buy via its app, which I have. I have the app for it, or you can go through the website. Make sure you have it on your PDF, that QR code. Okay, so how do we pay for Metrorail and Metrobus? So most of you will be using this, all right? So as I said, if you're gonna use it on your phone, you add money in advance, maybe a few dollars. Try it. So I added $10. That's what I did, just to be safe. All right. I don't think there's an expiration date. I think it stays on my phone. So so according to her, she said, it takes about $2, $2 until it gets loaded in. So that's why you can get a card. But it's easier to load money on the device. But it just takes a while. But when you're doing it through the card, you have to find a vending machine, and then you have to know how to use a vending machine, all that stuff to load it. All right. Okay. So fair summary. So from King Street this is from point A, and then point B is Katsukon. Okay. So $2. All right. If you're coming from King Street. From Southern Avenue, it's $1 for the 35 bus, and or is it $2 for the NH1s? I believe they accept bills, but I don't really recommend. I just use the card, just tap tap tap. That's it. Okay, especially, and this is important to use the card or the app simply because you get free transfers very easily. Okay, from Reagan National Airport, DCA. So it's 2 to 220, not much of a difference there. Okay, so if you see all the twos or the lower prices, those are your weekend prices. The higher prices, those are your weekday prices. Okay, so Union Station $2 to 415. All right, IAD, that's dollars, $2 to $6. BWI, so if you want to go really cheap, which this is not always easy, it's $7. The range is from $7 to $12.15, and it's broken down there as you can see there. All right, so you have to pay WMATA, the Metrorail, Metrobus, the 415, the 2 or 415, and then if you use Amtrak, it's $5. If you use Mark, it's $8. So the common thing will be about $10, particularly if it's going to be on the weekend. Oxon Hill or Park and Ride is a similar fare as from Southern Avenue. All right. And Franconia, if you're coming from Franconia, Springfield, Crystal City, or L'Enfant. So this one is if you're getting off of the VRE train. Remember, VRE only runs weekdays. So it's $2 to $3.55. If you're coming from Greenbelt or College Park, the lowest is $2.50, and that's because that extra 50 cents is coming from bus route 35. All right. So that's for the weekends. Weekdays, $6.50. New Carrollton, it's $2 to $6 from Silver Spring, same, or Rockville on the red line. It's similar, $2 to $6. How did I get these? I experimented and see what I can get. All right. Now, we will go on the website. Let's see if I can get this website. So let's see what I have. It's loading. Oh boy. Okay, so we're actually going to navigate the website. So let's see. Let's get this out. This one, we're going to get if I can find it. What is this one? Let's switch. Let's switch over here. Ah. Uh-oh. I'm gonna. Well, let me see if I can fix this. It's still long. Oh my goodness. Okay. Technical issues. Can we get this? Can we get this in like that? Sometimes you have to laugh, because sometimes can't take. I mean, you got to have this balance of taking things seriously and trying to get. I know it's a little cheesy, but Anyway, so we're actually going to. Let me zoom out. Can I zoom out? All right, so this is the website. Let's see here. So what I'm gonna do is it's not showing everything, so I'm gonna do this. There we go. This is live. Oh, okay. Gonna hide that part. Ugh. Okay. All right. Okay. So this is the website for WMATA. So we're gonna navigate. Amtrak. It's Amtrak. Yeah. So if you take Amtrak, if you book months in advance, now I only spent $20 round. Actually, one way. I only spent $20 one way from uh from New York to DC. If you're lucky on Megabus, you could spend as little as $1 one way. However, there are fees, so it does add up to, if you're lucky, around $10. And I'm actually estimating it. All right. So you have your trip planner here. You can do it on your laptop. You'll be using your phones anyway, so you'll be doing it through your phones. Okay. So what you're gonna do is the thing here is the the next arrival. So you go to schedules and maps and next arrival. So this is very important when you're navigating Metro Rail or Metro Bus. Okay, with the WMATA system. All right. So what you're gonna do, we're gonna do an example. All right. So you can actually do Metro Pulse if you want. All right. So you can see all these things. This one I have not seen the last time I used it, so it's still beta testing. So we're gonna go back. So let's go to Union Station as an example. So show, and it's not showing. It just went to another part of the thing, which we will see what it is. It opened a new window basically. So what you're going to so on your phone, it's not going to have that kind of issue. So we're actually going to copy this and we're going to do it over here. Paste. All right. So this is what you will usually see. I know it's a little small. But you will see here if it's going to Glenmont or if it's going to Shady Grove, etc. All right. So that's what you're going to do. And then you're going to refresh as needed. Okay. And buses, there is similar to bustime.mta.info, but it's called buseta.wamada.com. So this is how I monitor the buses. I usually do it when I on my phone. It's not going to show this. So, but you're going to enter a bus. So let's do NH2. So National Harbor, King Street. So if you're going, so this is shows the map here. If you're going to Katsukon, what you're going to do is you're going to go east to National Harbor. And you're going to look at King Street Old Town Station. And then you'll see here, usually it'll show the buses that that are on the way. It'll show the ETA. But since this is midnight, okay, you're not gonna see a lot of the trains. So, but you can actually click here for schedule if you want. So, and the schedules are here, right? So that's how you're gonna navigate the website. On the other hand, we will talk about this. This is Mark. So we'll get there. So that's how you're going to navigate. All right. The other thing you're going to navigate so is the buses, all right? And we're going to get there. So go to the main website, you will see service delays. So you will see all these things here, which a lot of the stuff we're actually going to talk about. All right, those are advisories. So if there's issues with if there's a mechanical problem on buses or trains or whatnot, okay. All right, so the next thing is very important: upcoming track work. So if you want to stay for longer periods of time, so you'll see all of this here. We're actually going to talk about this. So it's the single tracking and all that stuff. We will talk about that. All right. So let's see here. So you can just go scroll through that. The next thing is status and alerts. Very big. This is also very important. We will get to these two in a bit. What we need to get to is showing all, and then showing all, and then showing all. And then you're going to go by start date. All right, so you will see all the different things here. So there's rail station construction. So they're actually upgrading this New Carrollton station. So you go through the buses. The main thing is really the buses, all right? But they have all the information here. So it's still a new staircase, replacing escalators. So they're going to build a purple line, all right? This is not run by WMATA here. It's run by MDOT-MTA, so Maryland DOT. All right, so which we did a little sneak peek. All right. So you'll see all the temporary detours. So that's very, very important. So particularly with the buses, so you go through that. All right. So you'll see all of this. I try to reduce the amount of buses I can, and the reason why is because it tends to mix with a lot of traffic. All right, so that's why you're going to see a lot of train use. Originally, I wanted to have a bus only route, a bus only option when it comes to itinerary, but unfortunately, it didn't work well because some of them will take about 2 hours, 3 hours, which is ridiculous. All right, so anyway, so you'll see all of this. It shows everything because I showed everything, but you can actually filter. So you can filter stations only, bus only, rail only. All right. So if anything happens, you're prepared. Okay. We will get to the rail reports, but before we do, it's going to be the DC or DMV version, as Steve says, one of my friends there. Okay, so we will get there. We're actually going to go down, and I don't know why I did this. So little fixie fix as the subways. Please clarify. Please clarify. Okay, so before I do New York, I'm actually gonna go do the DMV. So that's the DC area, all right? I just want to make sure everything is nice and good. Okay, so the subways is still running on our closest schedule for New York City subway, all right? Okay. But before we get to New York, okay, because we saved New York for the best or last, right? So we're actually gonna do the rail report for DC, all right? Why is it not showing Fort Totten? Okay, so let's see. Oh, fix this. All right. Okay. They will all be posted on Instagram. Don't worry. We're just doing this because we're going to break it down. All right. So, okay. My notes got messed up a little bit. I don't know how that happened, but okay. Okay, so the DC Rail Report. This one is preliminary. There will be another update this Friday night. All right, before I leave for Katsucon. All right, so this one will cover February 12th to the 19th. The first part is WMATA, Metro Rail. Keep in mind, unlike the New York City subway, which runs 24/7, WMATA runs Monday through Thursday, 5 a.m. to 12 a.m., Friday, 5 a.m. to 1 a.m., Saturday, 7 a.m. to 1 a.m., and Sunday, 7 a.m. to 12 a.m. I don't agree with this. This should be 24/7. I don't care. The trains need to run 24/7. I don't care. Okay. So during this whole time period for the green and yellow lines, they run about every 6 to 8 minutes. All right. So during the daytime hours, for weekdays, it's six. It tends to be more towards the 6 minutes, and then weekends tends to be more 8 minutes, or during the late night hours, during the nighttime hours, 8 minutes. Excuse me. All right, so the next thing is on February 12th to the 15th. All right. Oops, sorry, I'm just checking something. February 12th to the 15th from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. So right now it's the whole system shut down. It's 12:15 a.m. right now, according to my atomic clock there. So on the last 2 hours of its service, frequency will be every 14 to 18 minutes per line. All right. Red line singles tracks. It's going to single track between Friendship Heights and Medical Center. Let's go there. Or can we zoom in? I need this thing here. No, we're gonna use so Friendship Heights. Oh, over here. So there's single tracking between Friendship Heights and Medical Center. Oh, right here, sorry. Medical Center. So there's single tracking going on. All right, because of the single tracking, there's going to be decreased frequencies. You can see it's about 14 to 18 minutes. The next thing, in the same time period, we're going to go to the blue line. The blue line runs between Franconia Springfield. This is not drawn to scale, by the way. This is actually farther than this one. This one's really short. So Franconia Springfield all the way, come on, all the way to Federal Triangle. Federal Triangle, that's that's abbreviated. Right here, Federal Triangle, over here. Okay. Now, east of Federal Triangle, so all three lines here, orange, silver, and blue, it will single track between Smith. Oh, this is Metro Center, this is Federal Triangle, this is Smithsonian. So between Smithsonian and Federal Center Southwest. So just be careful. So just watch out for that. So it's going to be a little bit of congestion there. Okay, so next thing. So that's going to be for February 12th to 15th. February 17th to 18th, 18 minutes per line. So frequency is basically, the time I have to wait for the anxiety train on the Rockaway branch, that kind of rivals that, because I would have to wait 20 to 30 minutes. Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay. So, this is sometimes I always think we always complain about the subway in New York, but wow. All right. So we're going to go to the blue line again. So this is during Katsucon weekend, the 17th and 18th. So we're going to go to Franconia Springfield again. So Blue Line runs every 18 minutes between Franconia Springfield and Foggy Bottom, which is over here. This is Roslyn. This is Foggy Bottom over here. They should put some arrows there. Okay, so also orange and silver lines, single track between Smithsonian over here and Federal Center Southwest, just like the previous advisory. Next thing, this is through President's Day for the red line. Let's get to it. Okay. So red line single tracks between Van Ness. Let's get there. Van Ness is over. I missed it. Okay. I'm going blind today. Oh, there's Van Ness. There it is. Okay, between Van Ness and what does it say? Friendship Heights. Okay, great. Gonna go to Friendship Heights. So Van Ness and Friendship Heights. So there's single tracking going on. All right. Frequency is 9 to 18 minutes. That is going to be for this Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. This will actually affect the entire line. Okay, so if you're closer to the single tracking, we expect 18 minutes. All right. Okay, so what they did here is buses will run between Tacoma and Rhode Island Avenue. And what they're doing here is that there is an express one, so it will run nonstop between Tacoma and Rhode Island Avenue. The local one will make stops at Fort Totten and Brooklyn CUA. And just as a reminder for the VRE, that's the Virginia Railway Express, and Mark. So Mark is, I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. I just call it Mark. Okay. So I keep forgetting that. So Maryland Area Rail Commuter. I really don't understand why they call it that. It's Maryland Area Rail Commuter. Okay. So we'll just call it Mark. Mark trains. Okay, so just as a reminder, there's no VRE on weekends and President's Day. And for Mark, Penn Line runs daily. And all other lines don't run on weekends, which doesn't make sense. It should be running at least 7 days a week. Come on. All right. Penn Line runs daily and all other lines don't run on weekends. So all Mark lines run on an R schedule. We'll actually get to the R schedule. So what you're going to go to is, no, not there. We're going to go to Maryland. We're going to go to the homepage, Maryland Department of Transportation. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to go get around. We're going to go to Mark Train. We're going to pick Penn because that one runs once, it runs 7 days a week as opposed to the other one. Go to timetable. And look at these R's. So during President's Day, let me undo this. So during President's Day, all right, all Mark lines run on an R schedule. All right, and here it is. See all the R's. R, R, R. And then there's also other trains as well. I mean, they're going to add a couple more. All right, so I'll explain here. You're going to go to what you're going to do is you're going to go to alerts. You will go to, if I can find it, let's see. Maryland. No, not that one. This one. So what you're going to do is you're going to check for alerts. And there's going to be other things that they'll put in as well. Wow, my brain's slowing down today. Okay, So let's try service changes. They don't have it here. Okay. Let's try this. Mark. Let's try this one. So we can do a timetable. You'll see all the R's. R plus means will operate or add additional starts when R plus is operated. So that means more stops to stop at. All right, so that's something to watch out for. Okay. I'm actually let's see. Okay. Mhm. Local commuter marked train light rail. So this is like the Maryland. This is the run by Maryland here. So you can do trip planner as well. You can look at all around it over there. That is so weird. I hate doing Google searches. Seriously, service alerts. So service alerts. So mta.maryland.gov/service alerts. So if there's a delay, or for example, there it is, the R schedule on President's Day. So there's going to be extra information here. So I showed you how to get to the R schedule, and you'll see in addition 453 and 452 departure from Penn Station will operate. That's for the Penn line. So this is just extra information there. So that's something to watch out for. All right. Okay, so that is DC. So the next thing, finally, we will go over the subway and we will move up from there. Oh, well, we're going to scroll up rather. Wow, okay. So we did the rail report, which I will post probably maybe tonight or tomorrow. All right. So let's do the ongoing and let's zoom in. So the first thing is this is through late February. I just put February 29th just in case. So southbound 1, 2, and 3 trains will skip 79th Street. Next thing, and this one you already know, I believe this is through end of March, but this is the MTA, so they can prolong this. Who knows? So they're gonna. So the F train is still via the E line, and this is between. I don't have to go through too much between Roosevelt Avenue and Rockefeller Center. Next thing, that there's an F shuttle. You already know the F shuttle. We won't go into that. It's right over here, runs between Lexington 63rd and 21st Street. Next one is Q94, which is at nighttime. You can zoom in. Boom, 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 boom. So you'll know this. By the way, the weekends they're gonna run a bus through that. Just as a preview, weekends for New York City during Katsukan weekend, there is more of advisories going on, but I will not post them yet. Why is that? Because MTA likes to change things at the last minute, like they did earlier this afternoon and this morning. So that's why I don't do I don't post rail reports on Sundays through the post. I just post preliminaries. That's why I don't do Twitch streams on rail reports on Sundays. Where was I? Okay, Oh wait, so Q95 during the daytime. You already know, runs between 21st Street, Queens Plaza. All right. And the 7 train, so westbound skips on 111th Street and 82nd Street because they're doing renovations. Through the late June, at least, maybe they may extend it. Westbound J and Z train skips Woodhaven Boulevard and 75th Street Eldredge Lane. Use Q56, okay? Path train at nighttime. This has been going on for God knows how long. So they're skipping 9th Street, and 23rd Street. That's the ongoing. Let's get. And oh, wait, we have to go back to daytime because this is almost a non-stop in this case. Let's see. All right, so you will see at the top that eastbound F train skips Briarwood and Sutphin. Let's get there. Okay, so this is going to be nonstop until roughly around midnight. So it will skip eastbound. F train will skip Briarwood and Sutphin. All right. Oh, you fix this here. So you'll see that there. From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So for this whole week, eastbound eastbound E train is local east of 71st Avenue. So E train is local east of 71st Avenue. So during rush hours, it's not going to go express. It's going to go local. All right. Next thing, 9:15 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. during the daytime, and this is going to be, it varies. Sometimes it may start a little later, sometimes it may start a little, or may end a little earlier. But just as a heads up, all right? So Wednesday through Friday, southbound 2 train is express north of Gun Hill Road. And you're going to use the BX39 for this one. So, all right. And my computer's acting weird today. What's going on here? Okay, so northbound 4 train is express, and we're going to get to the 4 train between, if I can see, I can't see the screens because I have too many windows. So, northbound 4 train is expressed between 167th Street and Mosholu Parkway, but it stops at Burnside Avenue. All right. So, the northbound 4 is expressed between 167th and Mosholu, stops at Burnside. Mount Eden Avenue, there is a police investigation. So, 6 people got shot, 1 passed away. So, this happened earlier this afternoon, which is sad. Okay. Next thing, this is only on Thursdays. And this is kind of a dress rehearsal for the weekend. That is if it goes through, of course. We're going to get to that. So, we're going to get to the B&Q trains in Brooklyn. So, south of I'm sorry. So, yeah, south of King Street, there's no B train. No B train south of King Street, so no B trains between Kings Highway and Coney Island. There's no Q train between Brighton Beach and Coney Island. You'll have to take a bus to connect. The bus will run through here. But that's only on Thursday. So, sneak peek, hint, hint, focus on this. This could happen this weekend. Next thing, Wednesday through Friday, right next to it, the F train, and this is southbound F train is expressed between 18th Avenue and Kings Highway. All right, next one. We're gonna go to nighttime. Let's get to the 5 train. So 8 p.m. to 5 a.m., the 5 train will only run between Dyer Avenue and East 180th Street. There's no 5 train south of East 180th Street. Okay. Next one is 9:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. So this is Monday through Friday, with some exceptions. Monday and Tuesday. Let's get to the 1, 2, and 3 trains. So it's going to be local between 42nd Street and Chambers Street. 6 trains will run in 2 sections. Let's go here. So one section goes from Brooklyn Bridge City Hall all the way to 149th Street Grand Concourse, and northbound skips 138th Street Grand Concourse, and then the other section runs between Hunts Point Avenue and Pelham Bay Park. The bus will run between Hunts Point Avenue and 125th Street to take care of these stations. The anxiety train. Oh, we got a lot of that. Okay, so Westbound A and C trains skip Ralph Avenue. No, wait. No, Rockaway Avenue and Ralph Avenue. So westbound will skip these two stations. In addition to that, A, C, and D train runs local between 59th Street and 125th Street. There's your Congo line again. Next thing, it's going to affect the A, C, and E. Uh-oh. So northbound A, C, and E will actually go express. So A, C, and E will skip Spring Street and 23rd Street. But also A and C will also skip 50th Street northbound. For Thursday night, southbound AC trains will go local between 59th and West 4th, so it's going to make a stop at 50th and 23rd Streets, and it'll go in the F between West 4th Street and J Street Metrotech. Then, I forgot to scroll down. Okay. There we go. Take a sneak peek there. Okay. Next thing we will go is the DNF trains in 6th Avenue in Manhattan. Let's go there. Okay, southbound DNF trains is express between southbound DNF trains express between 23rd Street and actually it's going to skip 23rd and 14th Street. It'll be express between southbound between 34th Street and West 4th Street. Okay. Next thing, the G train, which there's going to be more problems later down the road. See what happens. So in this case, there's no G trains south of Bedford Nostrand Avenue. So no G trains between Bedford Nostrand and Church Avenue. All right. And there will be a bus that runs between Bedford Nostrand. It'll go through these stations here. After Hoyt, it's going to go to J Street, and you connect to the F to cover these stations. The next thing, this is 11:45 p.m. to 5 a.m. Wednesday and Thursday only. Northbound 2 in Manhattan skips 79th Street, 86th Street. Take the 1 train. All right. Wednesday through Friday, there's no 3 trains. Gone. Right here. Gone. However, shuttle buses will run between 135th Street and Harlem 148th Street. If you see an M7 or M102 bus that's serving this part, you can use that as well. Right? Because the 3 train is suspended for that, 4 train is going to be going via the number 3, as it shows here, east of Nevin Street. All right, so after Nevin Street, it's going to go local, as you can see here. Next thing, Tuesday to Friday, northbound D is express between 36th Street and Grand Street. It will make a stop at Atlantic Avenue, Barclays Center. So use the N and R trains to get on the stops that are skipped. The next one, Monday through Wednesday, we get to the L train. The loser train. Oh. There's no L train west of 14th Street, so... Well, yeah, west of 14th Street, 6th Avenue. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, no, I'm sorry, no. My mistake. There's no L train west of 14th Street, Union Square. So this is the only station where it says 14th Street, because the L train stations over here, this is 6th Avenue, this is 8th Avenue. So the thing here, sorry. Sorry about that. The L92, which is free, and the M14 will run will cover this section between 8th Avenue and 14th Street and 14th Street Union Square to take care of this section that's taken out for the L train. All right. The next thing is the Q train at night. So the Q train will split at Atlantic, and northbound Q will skip DeKalb Avenue. Northbound Q will skip DeKalb Avenue. All right, just like with the D skipping DeKalb Avenue. All right. So the two sections, so we'll say it will split Atlantic. So the section coming from 96th Street here, the Q train is going to stop on the DNN platform, all right, over here. And then the other section, it will stop on the regular platform. So that's the one coming from Coney Island. So this one is taken out. All right, so Q train on one section here, and then the Q train over here, another section there. Okay. The next one, it's only Thursday, and this is 12:15 a.m. to 5 a.m. This is February 15th. There's no 7 train east of Metz Willets Point. Over here is actually east. So there's no trains going to Flushing Main Street. It'll stop at Metz Willets Point. There's a bus that runs between Metz Willets Point and Flushing Main Street. And that's it. That was a long one. Oh, it's more than an hour. Okay. So that is your mini weather report because I'm monitoring the storm. It's raining. I think it's raining right now, but it's going to snow later on. So expect 4 to 12 inches. I know it's a big range. So that's that. And then we went over the single tracking and all that stuff for the Metro Rail. We talked about the transit guide, all that stuff. I know it's a lot of information. And then we went over navigating the WMATA website and the MDOT, where I struggled to look for the service alerts. Okay, they got to work on their websites better. I'm biased. MTA surprisingly has a better website. Excuse me. So, and then we went over the rail report, which it's mainly the New York City subway because that has the most issues. So, hope you find it useful. All right. If you have any questions, I am available on Instagram. You can DM me. All right. Just know that because of my busy schedule, it may take some time for me to respond, but I try to respond as fast as I can. All right. And I will do a raid if I'm able to. Let's see if I'm able to do this. Okay. All right, Jeremy. Oh, it's one of my friends. It's one of my cosplay friends. Let's do this. He needs some viewers. Let's do it. Ow. Sorry. Put that in there. Ah. Okay. All right. Okay. So, now you get to see a close up of my co-hosts. Yes. All right. Okay, I have to fix this. So this is Jeremy 3028. All right. So this channel is intended for mature audiences, so that's your trigger warning. All right. So I hope to see you then. All right. Sorry. So in Dollar Runner's words, I hope you all stay healthy and safe as always. Y en las palabras de Doctora Maria Polo he dicho, boom, transmisión cerrada. Bye bye. I will see you Friday night. Around 11-ish, maybe 11:30, we'll see. I'm going to try to make it earlier. I'm trying. I have a Zoom call Friday. Okay, so I'll see you then. Bye-bye.